Ladies and gentlemen, we will start a demonstration of emergency equipment of the aircraft. Turn off all mobile phones and other electronic devices. Please watch and listen carefully. There are 6 emergency exits on board. Emergency exits are on both sides of the aircraft. They are clearly marked.
Welcome to the Republic of Georgia.
While we are here, we will be referring to the country simply just as Georgia.
Makes it a lot easier, less confusion for us.
We are here in Tbilisi, Georgia at the Sheraton Mtatsminda Palace. It's a very nice 5-star hotel on the river across from the main city. So we will have to do some walking or take a taxi or a Bolt or something like that. So here's our room, 523. It is, I think it's an executive suite. It's around 800 square feet, and Joseph got upgraded Bonvoy status. We have a toilet and sink in there, and then in here we have a small table. We have a sitting chair, a small couch, decent TV, and a desk, nice coffee table, and then we come into the bedroom, and we have a king-size bed with another television, a little sitting place at the end of the bed. We have an amazing view of the city of Tbilisi. You can see there. And then you come into the bathroom, which is kind of standard. It's nice though, it's been redone really nicely. You have your toilet, you have a nice stand-up shower with a bench, and a nice soaking tub. Good morning. We are currently wandering the streets of Tbilisi, Georgia.
Specifically the old town.
Specifically near the old town, yes. We got in yesterday. We had a really early morning flight, so when we got here, we kind of rested, we did some laundry, and just kind of took it easy because it was a really early morning. So today we are going to explore some of the sights of the city.
And currently, I think we're kind of getting lost in the old town because it's very easy to do. These streets are very narrow.
Which is okay.
And they kind of all look the same. But yeah, that's okay because we're just wandering and seeing what there is to see. We have a tour later, so we're excited to learn more about the city and get true information. You can actually see how prevalent wine is in this region. There is great vines hanging from a lot of the apartment complexes. Not that they're turning those into wine per se, but there's grapes everywhere.
And there are several people throughout the city that sell homemade wine, it looks like, in reusable water bottles.
We have not tried that. I
don't think we will. But I'm sure it's safe because anything that could be in it that's bad, the alcohol will kill it.
Exactly.
If you like graffiti, Tbilisi is definitely the city for you. There is a ton of graffiti here. Some of it's not so good, but some of it's really cool, especially with what they've done on some of the sides of the old buildings. It's really, really pretty.
After our own wandering through the old town, we joined up with Tbilisi free walking tours for their old city tour. We'll put the link in the description.
We had a fantastic guy named Vladi who started our tour on the edge of Freedom Square, formerly known as Lenin Square, during Soviet times, of course.
Tbilisi is the capital city of Georgia. So we are in the capital city of Georgia. The population in Tbilisi is about 1.5 million people we are, right? The population in Georgia is about 4.5 million people.
From Freedom Square, we walked into the old city of Tbilisi, which, as you will see, has 2 very distinct sections.
Right, guys. So what is happening in Old Tbilisi is that half part of the Old Tbilisi is renovated. We are going to go there later, but we are first exploring this part of the Old Tbilisi, the scary part of the Old Tbilisi, I call. So it's a good example. I mean, this building, look at it. When you look at it, you would think that it's going to collapse right now. So the thing is that our government has a project, the New Life of Old Tbilisi. It is called New Life of Old Tbilisi, and our government, they are renovating all those buildings, because most of those buildings, they are in the list of the cultural heritage. And I mean, they are owned by us, they are not owned by government, but they are 19th century buildings, and this is why our government, they are looking after it, and they renovate the facades, right? So we can't afford that, the owners, because it costs a lot of money, and this is why our government is looking after it, right? This building, it was owned by one family, this building, it was owned by one family, this one, that one, and so on and on. So what happened when the Soviets came into power, they took, I would say, confiscated illegally from original owners those houses, they squeezed them. If they were lucky, they let for them about 2-3 rooms maybe. The rest of the house they gave to others, to workers that came from the countryside.
Vladi showed us some amazing homes, including the oldest home in Old Town Tbilisi, which is a really great example of what they call a yard. Not only was this the old way of living, as many did, but people still do live this way today.
We in Tbilisi, we say that our neighbors are closer to us than our relatives. Yeah, because we all live like one big family, guys. Seriously, I mean it when I say that. You know everything about your neighbors. You know even the color of the underwear of your neighbors. Seriously, because of the laundry. I mean, look at this. I mean, today it's not a lot, but still you can see. We're not lucky, we can't see any underwear today, but still, yeah. So there are no secrets. Anytime you can enter, for example, you cook something, you can enter to your neighbor's place and take the salt, and if you miss the salt, and this is how it works in Tbilisi and yards. And I really mean it. Sometimes you don't even then knock the door of your neighbor, just enter, take anything you need to come back. So no secrets, nothing. One big family, and that what makes Tbilisi really very special. So we don't care what nationality you are, what color you are, what is your religion. We love you, we love each other. So this is Tbilisi.
We're right in between the old part and the renovated part, and it is such a huge contrast.
Right on the edge of the newly renovated Old Town, there's a rather unusually designed clock tower. It has the world's smallest working clock on a clock tower, as well as an angel that comes out and rings a bell on the hour.
It's very reminiscent of the glockenspiel like you would see in Munich, Germany, just not quite as elaborate, but it's still very impressive. Just next door to the clock tower is the oldest surviving Orthodox church in Tbilisi, known as the Old Church.
Then Vladi took some time to tell us about the Georgian language, how unique it is, and even taught us a few words that we should know.
I would like to teach you now, I mean, I spoke about the Georgian language, that how ancient it is, and that we are only the nation that we use the Georgian language. So I would like to teach you some Georgian words. We are in Georgia, we need to know some Georgian words, right? And let's start with Gamarjoba. Yeah?
Gamarjoba.
Gamarjoba is hello. When we say Gamarjoba, we wish victory to each other.
It's always nice to have security following the tour.
The last part of the tour took us to a very unique phenomenon to see in the middle of a major city. This is the largest waterfall in the city of Tbilisi. It's pretty impressive for being in an actual city. The Old Tbilisi walking tour is an absolute must, especially if you are able to get with Vladi. He is one of the best tour guides I have ever had in a city.
And what are you doing?
I'm feeding my guilty pleasure of eating Baskin-Robbins ice cream.
Come all the way to Georgia to eat ice cream that we can get in the States.
Yes.
We have found ourselves at the top of a very tall mountain here in Tbilisi, Georgia. And in fact, we have found ourselves at a theme park in Tbilisi, Georgia, on top of the mountain. It's called Mtatsminda Park, and Ryan's got a bunch of facts for us.
Yes, this park was actually opened by the Soviets in the 1930s and was once the third most visited park in the USSR. When I mean park, I mean actual green space like park, not theme park. It wasn't until 2001 when a Georgian billionaire and his wife decided to build a 21st century amusement park up here on top of the mountain.
It's kind of quiet today. I think it's because it's a little cold. It is also sunset hour or time, but it got amazing views. The funicular will take you up the 267 meters, I think it is.
It's
something
about
like
$15 round trip for 2 people.
Yeah, definitely worth a visit. And they have dinosaurs. We are standing just below the Tbilisi Georgia, which is the Georgian mother or mother of Georgia statue. Let's see if I can get her in this shot. There she is, all in her silver glory.
Not a great frontal view, but that's really hard to get, it seems like.
Well, she's kind of standing on the edge of a mountain facing the rest of the city, which is, I think,
She is
kind of
overlooking the city of Tbilisi.
She is protecting it with her sword, and she is providing wine, which is the bowl that she has in her hands. And it is a pretty substantial statue up here too, and an amazing view.
And it's very cheap to get up here on the gondola or cable car.
Just a few short steps away from the Mother of Georgia statue is the Narikala Fortress, and right in the middle of the fortress is the rebuilt St. Nicholas Church.
Santa Claus's church. The church is really pretty. It looks like it's pretty on the inside. However, we can't go in because
We're wearing shorts.
and I've known this throughout touring the Baltics and going to Russia. In Orthodox churches, you cannot wear any shorts. Women aren't supposed to wear pants. You can't have bare shoulders. They're pretty strict, which after today we'll be going into colder climates, so we will be having long pants on. So going into churches from here on out shouldn't be a problem. But entry into the fortress, the church, it's all free. You can walk around. Doesn't cost you anything except if you want to take the cable car up the mountain, which it costs what,
$2.50 lari?
$2 not much.
Yeah, it's less than $1.
Less than $1. Definitely a place you should check out when you're in Tbilisi.
It's worth it. You could also walk up the mountain instead of taking the cable car, but it's a pretty steep walk. These are some very steep, very small steps.
Joseph is attempting to scale the side of the fort, or fortress, sorry. Hopefully he doesn't kill himself. As clumsy as I am, I decided to not do it, because it was pretty steep. And I'm not wearing proper shoes. No, in a lot of other parts of the world. But just be careful.
At this particular church, they actually had aprons and shawls that you can actually put on for the women and for the men if you're not in appropriate attire. So Ryan was actually able to go in and get us a few shots of this beautiful church. We just finished an amazing wine tasting experience here in Georgia. The specific shop was recommended to us on our tour yesterday.
Now, why would you think that we stop next to this wine shop? Just a question. Because it's our friend's wine shop. Yes.
We got to taste about 6 different white wines and 1 red, and it was a very enlightening experience. There are over 500 different types of grapes here in Georgia, and multiple different microclimates, and in every single different microclimate you're going to get a different flavor of the wine.
They even have blue wine.
And green, which we actually got to try the green, which had this very sweet, very unique taste, but really cool. Hello, we are back in our hotel room. obviously. This one's hanging out in his robe.
Yeah, because I'm cold.
I'm cold too, but I just didn't want to be in a robe. Anyway,
guys.
we came back after leaving the fortress and the St. Nicholas Church. We wandered down the hill and wandered through old downtown a little bit, checked out some sites, got some souvenirs, Instagram photos, all the normal obligatory things that you do when you're touristy. And then we found ourselves some lunch.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah.
It was really good.
It was good, but took way too long to get.
Yes, it did.
Anyway, we are going to end our vlog here in Tbilisi. It's been an amazing couple days for us. We didn't get to see everything.
No, but we will be back.
We'll be back, as we always say that we are. I think that every country we visit, we're like, yeah, we want to go back. But we left a few things for us to visit the next time, the next trip. But for now, I guess we'll stop and we'll say thanks for traveling the world with us.
Bye.